it's the way you look in my eyes. How I feel is beyond words can describe. How you ignite this fire so deep inside.
Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are doing well. Today is a chit chat, get ready with me, as the title has already let you know, but this is the look. Get into this look. I think I look delectable. I look so nice. I haven't gotten this glammed up in a while, and I thought, why not? Why not get cute for you? I'm really happy with how this look turned out. It matches this top perfectly. This top was my inspiration. This top is from ASOS. This jewelry is from ASOS. Listen, everything will be listed in the description box below with the appropriate links, as well as information of the makeup that I am using. But today we are going to be talking about being the fat friend, dealing with insecurities, and stepping into main character energy. I spoke about it very briefly in my last vlog. Shout out to everyone who watched the vlog and left an amazing comment. If you haven't seen it already, definitely go and check it out. But thank you to everyone for supporting my comeback to the YouTubes. I was talking about the direction of my channel as well. Just go and catch up on it. But I was talking about how I am on this journey of glowing and growing. And one thing that I have really had to confront in my attempt to form a better self-image as well as grow in confidence is ideas that I had around my body and where they kind of stemmed from. And so I wanted to talk about being the fat friend and really coming into accepting my body, loving my body, being more confident in my body. Like I said, the products that I use are going to be listed in the description box. I actually used some new products which I got through Molly Mae's recent collaboration with Cosmetips. I was actually able to get a box from the last drop before it sold out. And I'm really happy I did, because these products I like. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get into the glam sesh. It's my life experience being the fat friend, and I thought it would be a great topic paired with overcoming insecurities to fully embrace and step into channeling main character energy. I find that oftentimes the fat friend is characterized or caricatured as being the kind of side supporting character to somebody who is considered more desirable, someone who is slimmer, oftentimes characterized as prettier, more desirable, the center of other people's attention, whereas the fat friend is often there to be wise counsel, comedic relief, and never really the center of anybody's attention, not only because they are a side character in the film, but oftentimes because they are seen as undesirable and therefore unworthy of that love, attention, affection, and to be put front and center on that center stage. And today I'm going to be giving you a soft glam, pinky brownie. I haven't really decided, but it's going to be cute, okay? We're doing lashes and all because I'm showing up for y'all. Disclaimer, I know my lapel mic is in just the most atrocious place, but I'm trying to come with quality as I'm making these videos. And as you guys I've mentioned before in a vlog, and if you follow me on IG, I'm constantly complaining about it. This studio has the maddest amount of echo because it has such a high ceiling, and I've tried different like sound options, different types of mic, ones you put on the table, on the camera, just using different things, and I found that the lapel mic gives you the best sound quality, but it just looks the ugliest. And so girl, just ignore it. We're here to talk anyway. But also, before I take out my braids, there is one style I've been wanting to do, which is a high ponytail. These braids are really heavy, but I wanted to do a high pony. And I think today, with the look that I want to do, I'm going to do a high ponytail. So I'm taking this elastic band, actually, which is one we use for wigs, but there's no way any hairband is going to be able to gather these braids. These braids were done by me. The details of the color mix that I used are going to be in the description box. Look at the length. I rarely put these braids in a ponytail, but let's go. I'm really preparing myself. I'm just gonna use the Got To Be Ultra Glued, the clear one, on my edges. I typically, when I have braids, don't use gel or edge. Okay, you don't have to do all that. I typically, when I have braids, don't use gel or edge control on them, especially not every day, because I find that it just makes it look messy earlier, quicker, if that makes sense, because obviously all the product builds up in the root of the braid where it's attached, and I don't like that look. So this is actually the first, I would say maybe the first or the second time in these 4 weeks that I am putting gel on my edges. And I don't really do many fancy things to my edges, I'd say. I'm quite simple. I keep them quite simple. Okay, and then I'm gonna add just some more now just to start the designing part. I don't know what to call it. The actual baby hairs design, like pulling out and doing the little swirls. Shout out to all the mothers who have allowed their daughters to steal their headscarves, because my mom, does she know I have this? I doubt. She's probably looking for it too. So being the fat friend, I think for most people, those insecurities really do start in school. And listen, kids are mean. Kids are very, very mean. Obviously, it could be done intentionally. Some people are mad. But more so, you know, when you go to school, you're seeking acceptance. And acceptance really is formed by like in and out groups. Who is like me and who is not like me? Who is socially acceptable and who isn't? According to what we deem to be desirable or whatever. And of course, those things are informed by so many different things, the things we watch, the things we listen to, the things we are taught by our culture and by society at large through different vehicles. And I think, you know, being, even as a child, you are kind of conditioned to know and to believe that being fat is a very negative thing, not because of health, but because it's not desirable. And so because of that, sorry, I've lost my angled brush, my concealer brush that I would typically do my brows with. So I'm having to use the actual doe foot applicator that comes with this E.L.F concealer. So yeah, girl, it's the ghetto. And so because of that, when you see somebody who doesn't embody what society considers to be acceptable, it is a great way to kind of exercise power to basically bully them and to make yourself kind of superior. And I mean, this started as early for me in primary school. I've always been a big girl. I was born super heavy, like big, heavy. I remember I was looking at some baby pictures of myself with my family and, you know, literally picking up a picture and being like, oh my gosh, how old am I in this picture? And my mum being like, you're like 3 months old. I look grown. I look like I've been through some stuff. I'm just big. And I was just deep in, like, and my mum was like, yeah, like, you've always been big. You've always been taller than average. You've always been heavier. You've always had bigger feet, bigger hands. You've always been taller. As soon as you came out of the womb, my older brother is very, very similar as well. He's 6'4", and he's heavy. Like, he is heavy. And I think, you know, being younger, I never really was exposed to other kids and other girls who were like that. You know, everyone was small, they were dainty, they were what was considered normal. And therefore, my difference was really obvious and people did not hesitate to point it out. Even if it wasn't in a malicious way and people would kind of make it seem like, no, we're just concerned, you know, she's heavier than everybody else, she's XYZ. It would obviously form within you insecurities. And when you're younger, the one thing that you want is acceptance. And the first place you kind of seek it is obviously within your family, but they should naturally just give it to you. The other place you get it and you desire it is in school. When you're around your peers, your age mates, you want to be accepted, considered cool, considered fun to be around. And instead, I was just reminded of how unlike everybody else I was and how that made me inferior, or how that should be something that I was ashamed of. But it formed coping mechanisms. And I think a lot of plus size people may be able to relate to this, but you kind of learn how to make self-deprecating comments and mainly jokes about yourself before anybody else gets the chance to make you feel bad. So I always was aware, you know, compared to my friends, compared to, you know, my family members, I'm the biggest, I'm the tallest, I'm the darkest. If I can make jokes about this before other people make jokes about it, it puts me ahead. It puts me one step ahead of the game. And it means that you can't weaponize these insecurities or these these hurtful remarks against me because I've basically rendered them powerless because I'm already aware. And I think that that's one of the biggest things that made me develop a very dark sense of humor, even about myself. And most of the times, even on Disney Channel, the dark-skinned friend or the plus-size friend is often the comedic relief. And so because that is what you see as acceptable for you to become basically like the jester, I embodied that. I decided to grow into that. And I have a great sense of humor already. So it was just, you know, if I can make fun of myself, if I can poke at myself, no one else has the ability to kind of make fun of me. I will make fun of myself before you get to hurt me with those comments. I will say them. I will say them in a smarter way, a more funny way than you ever could. I think as well, like as the fat friend, you're never the one who's really romanticized. Like you are the friend of the person who gets all the guys and, you know, gets into all the relationships and has all of those experiences. And of course I'm generalizing. Everyone else around me was jumping into relationships and I just wanted to be the object of somebody's affection and attention. And I think for me, that perceived undesirability not only meant that I lost a lot of confidence and I was extremely insecure, but it meant that I would kind of latch onto anybody who would give me attention. And so it becomes about you kind of dropping your standards because you already believe that you are below the standards somebody else deserves or should have. And I wasn't really looking at the good parts of it. I didn't really frame that. I didn't frame it in my mind that I have all these good things about me, or, you know what, let me just be my authentic self. And it's not about kind of fitting into this particular body type or face structure in order to be beautiful, considered beautiful. Obviously, I've learned all of this in hindsight, but rather it's really just about being yourself and whoever's meant to be for you will come along. But I was more so seeing it as you do when you're younger, everything is framed by, you know, who has the most interest shown to them, who are people showing interest in, who are, you know, people considering to be pretty. Growing up in a time where, you know, things like colorism was easily spewed about, like all these things that people are talking about, canceling people over like those old tweets, those were on the main TL, like when I was 14, 15, 13, like those were tweets that you would see live. Those were happening at the time when I was in puberty. And that definitely affects you. The idea that, you know, you go on social media and people are making fun at you, they're poking fun at you, you're being told constantly, you're not desirable, you're not pretty, you're not cute, you should hide yourself. You should basically be so ashamed of your entire existence because you look like this. And so for me, what happened was I just started to accept that all my friends are prettier than me. Like literally all my friends are prettier than me, or I have to be the one who kind of fades into the background while they stand in the limelight or in the spotlight. I had all these insecurities that I had to overcome, or I have to overcome, especially concerning the way that I look. And I'm good at a lot of things, and I think it's easy to hide behind your talents and your loudness and the fact that I am funny and I can garner a lot of attention. And I think one thing that is different is I was never afraid to be seen. It's just when I was being seen, I never really thought that I could be seen through the lens of being attractive or being desirable or being considered beautiful or anything like that. I find that oftentimes people try to make you think you should be happy with whatever you get. And I think paired with that whole, you know, don't see yourself through a romantic lens, or don't think that, I need to cream my lips because too much is going on here. Don't think that you can have really high standards. You're told, have low standards. Like you shouldn't have high standards up there because you don't even meet their standards. And actually, I really do. And I've had to kind of do a lot of unlearning when it comes to my body. I've had to do so much unlearning and learning about how I should think about myself and view myself. And it hasn't been a very easy journey, I would say, overcoming insecurities. I think sometimes the rhetorics that can surround overcoming your insecurities, though, can be rightfully so, something sharp is in my beauty blender. What is going on? I also think that sometimes the narratives that are within the, you know, self-acceptance and, you know, overcoming insecurities conversation really are about, you know, accept yourself, learn to love yourself. And I think there should also be a healthy balance though of you can love yourself and accept yourself and still want to change some things. And I know that that can sound maybe a little bit controversial because I guess the idea that if you change something, is it not proof that you hate that thing or you don't accept that thing? And I think because we are human beings and we are very complex, I think the two can be very true. Actually, if you haven't already, go and watch the latest To My Sisters podcast episode on insecurities. You can go and listen to it. You can go and watch it. It's on YouTube. It's on Apple. It's on Spotify. It's on Google Podcasts. We have put it everywhere. But yeah, if you want to go and listen to that, it's actually a really, really good conversation, even if I do say so myself, between Renee and I about insecurities and kind of reframing the way we think about this idea of acceptance versus change as actually two things that are very much so interlinked. But I think what's very interesting is realizing that the reason why a lot of these insecurities crept up within me was because of other people's opinions. Other people's opinions of what it is I should look like, what it is that is considered acceptable. And actually, I have spent a lot of time really just saying, you know what, F other people's opinions, because I'm so tired of living my life in fear of what other people will think or whether other people approve of me. And I think that that's one thing as the fat friend or as a plus size woman, you're constantly looking for what will other people think? What do I look like on the other side of other people's perception and lens of me? What do I look like through other people's gaze of my body? Rather than, why can't I just be happy with my existence, with who I am, rather than seeing myself as a body that needs to be consumed and therefore judged and therefore considered acceptable or not? So listen, I used to be, you know, a teenager on my way back from school, and literally people I did not know, people who were my age mates and even a bit older, would go out of their way to heckle things at me, say things to me. And I think there's also this added kind of hyper visibility. People see that you are different and therefore they can pick on you, they can zero in on you. And I have experienced people saying abusive things to me whilst on the street. I have experienced people, you know, if I'm standing somewhere. I remember there was a day I was standing at a bus stop with a bunch of my friends, and I was kind of standing in the middle of the pavement, so not under the bus shelter. And these bikes, which should have been on the road, were driving on the pavement or riding on the pavement. And literally they're coming at us, and I'm talking to my friend and they're coming at us from this direction. So obviously I didn't see that there are bikes coming, and neither did my friend. And so as they get closer and I hear them and they're kind of ringing the bell, I move into the bus shelter out of the way of the rest of the pavement. They go past me and they're like, move out of our way, you fat, you know. And I was like, okay. And one of the biggest things that happens is you experience a sense of embarrassment. And obviously, I wasn't the one who was at fault here. They were completely at fault. But I felt a sense of shame. I felt a sense of, now everyone could see me. Now everyone is looking at this aspect of me. They have called out the thing that I don't want people to see. And you can even see this sense of embarrassment, this sense of shame in the fact that the clothes that you wear, do you allow people to see you in your clothes? Do you want to actually be seen? I found myself wearing very dark colors, wearing clothes that were extremely oversized. And obviously I love to be comfortable. So I'm not saying that this wasn't my style. I love me a good tracksuit. I love me a good oversized situation. However, a huge part of it and the way it started was, I don't want to be seen. I don't want my body to be seen. I don't want my stretch marks, my rolls, my cellulite, any of that to be seen. I don't want people to see me because I should not be seen. And I have had to overcome that idea of fading into the background. I should be seen. If I want to be, I should be seen. And I shouldn't feel like, if I'm seen, I'm going to be the victim of abuse or other people's judgment. Since I have said, I don't want to really care too tough about other people's opinions anymore, I have definitely been a whole bunch happier a whole lot happier. I've been dressing the way I want to dress. And I think even like since going to the gym, I don't even think it's the weight loss necessarily. I think I'm more so happy with the fact that I feel in control of my body and I feel like I'm doing things for me. I'm allowing myself to actually step into that kind of main character energy. And I guess that leads me on to talking about what that means for me. Like I said, I think being the fat friend, oftentimes you just want to sink into the background. You don't want to be seen for fear of danger, for fear of being judged, for fear of people realizing that you are ugly or you are not good enough or whatever is kind of attached to the ideas of being fat. However, what I've been realizing is I want to be seen and I should be seen. Why? Because I'm lit when you see me. There is a whole bunch to behold over here. A huge thing that I have experienced is people wanting you to be humble. People want you to be humble. They want you to lower your standards. They want you to, like I said, shrink yourself essentially, not just physically, but even in your presence. You know, your presence and your demeanor, your personality should be shrunk. If you're not going to be the caricature of being the funny one, the comedic relief, the attention you should garner is to find a way to satisfy other people. It comes down to, I guess, especially being a woman, being objectified often and your body kind of being seen as something to be consumed. If you are not visibly consumable, if you're not sexually consumable because people don't consider you to be attractive, then you must find a way to kind of prove why you should take up space, not be able to tell yourself, go, I look beautiful, I look nice. And if you do, it's seen as pompous, it's seen as arrogant, and it's seen as something that surely you shouldn't believe. And I've been trying my best to kind of tell myself, actually, I am all those things. And it's not, I don't have to be humble. I don't have to be quiet about it because it's very much giving, how dare you? How dare you be confident? How dare you be happy? Oh, I dare. I dare greatly. I dare. I have the audacity to be everything that people are telling me that I shouldn't be. And it's not that people are outrightly going to tell me, because I think society has moved leaps and bounds because of things like the body positivity movement and stuff like that. However, I do think it's more so internalized voices, internalized beliefs that I have picked up as I was saying in the beginning, from growing up, from things that you see on social media, from things that you see in films. How many films do we watch that have a plus size woman, especially a plus size dark skinned woman, as the love interest, as the main character? It's rarely something that you see on screen, and those things teach you something. It teaches you about who you are to see as desirable, who you are to see as lovable, who you are to see as respectable. And people who exist outside of that, people who do not fit into that, they are not worthy of those things. They should not receive those things, whether you think it consciously or subconsciously. And I've had to unlearn that for myself. And I think a lot of us are going on the journey of unlearning that. However, it may seem very radical, I think, to say, you know what, I'm not going to adhere to that, especially if the majority of people haven't also problematized that thinking and decided to unlearn that for themselves. And so I've decided I'm going to take up space, I'm going to take up room, and I'm going to be the main character in my life, because no longer do I want to stand and be second to, you know, the amazing people in my life who I know and I see as beautiful, and not see myself through the same light. I'm using the Marc Jacobs Eye-Conic palette. I'm using this shade called For More. It should be this dark brown shade. And then I'm going to use the other beige one, which is called Covet, and maybe a bit of the pink one, which is called Fantasy. So I'm going to be, not the shiny pink one, we ain't got time for that. Yeah, Fantasy. The pink, beige and brown shade. So yeah, and so for a long time, I think for myself, I spent so long not wearing clothes I actually really liked. But a huge factor of that though was because they weren't in my size. So thank God for something, you know, plus size, more stores and more you know, fashion retailers carrying plus size options, because I am sick of wearing ugly clothes. But also, even when the options were presented, it was scary. The idea of wearing clothes that would actually show your body, show your curves, show your true size was scary to me. And of course, the options were there to wear shapewear, but I don't want to be uncomfortable. I don't like discomfort, especially if I'm making myself uncomfortable so that other people can be more comfortable. No, you're going to have to accept me as I am, baby. I don't want to be in pain. I don't want to struggle to breathe because you want to be able to look at a perfectly shaped body. And I think also, like, just the ideas of what we have around bodies these days, like with the rise of surgery and this idea that if you have fat anywhere but your bum and your breasts, your body is a classified 404 error. And I'm not trying to live subscribed to that notion. Not only is that notion dangerous, it's unrealistic. It doesn't really exist without surgery. This is not the only insecurity that I even have. Being somebody who has a lazy eye, I often find that people want to point it out because it is a major difference of mine. I've had to learn to just love it, and it's not even love it, be fine with it. I know I can have surgery to get it changed, but I don't really care to. Like, I don't want to. And I found that even in the decision to not do that, I've had to really confront within myself, am I actually okay with this? Like, what has made me not okay with it? And I think that inspecting those things, like, where did I get this idea that this was not acceptable, has made me realize, like I said, people's opinions was really ruling my life, and I've decided that I just don't want that anymore. I'm not actually going to be using black eyeliner. I think brown liner will complement this a lot more, and then I may just smudge it along my lash line. I'm just using this brown pencil from Primark. Oh no. I'm just using this brown pencil from Primark. I really don't have to wait for anybody's permission to be who I want to be and do what I want to do. I don't need to wait for anybody's approval either. Not my eyes watering. Don't sabotage me. I don't need to wait for anybody to think that I am good enough. And what I'm going to do is have the right for myself to make my own choices rather than allow other people's opinions of me to inform what I think I should be and what I think I should do and how I think I should feel in particular. I'm going to take a little bit of a darker brown from this Nude Addiction palette from Primark. So I think all in all, what I'm trying to say is, when you're the fat friend, when you are kind of used to not being the object of other people's attention and affection, I think what you learn is how to become what other people want and need. Okay, this is white. How about that? Wow. Okay, so I just went in with a bit of Flesh, which is this very pale tone in the Marc Jacobs Eye-Conic palette. It's not bad. I'm not actually mad. I'm not mad at it. I'm going to add some mascara. This mascara I'm actually going to be trying out for the first time is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I like the brush. Ooh. I don't know if basically my lashes have been damaged, to say the least, by the amount of eyelash extensions that I used to wear. But no lie, this mascara is good. Very good. I've actually been seeing myself as worthy of my own investment, that I deserve luxury, that I deserve things that also make me happy, and this mascara is really good. But I'm going to put on lashes though. I'm going to be using my favorite lashes. I've used these so many times, which are the Kindle lashes by Forever Golden Lashes. Anytime I wear this pair, I get so many compliments. I'm also going to be using the Duo Lash Glue. I'm using the clear one this time because I lost my black one. I went on a hunt to look for lash glue at like 5 different shops. I went to Superdrug, I went to Boots, I went to Boots. Firstly, love you Boots, but you were selling this for like £10. I will use hair glue before I spend £10 on this. So I then went to Savers, it wasn't there. Went to the hair shop, wasn't there. Then I went to Superdrug again, the same Superdrug I went to the first time, and I found literally one right near the counter. So unfortunately, it's not the black one, but this one works. It's just as sticky. Am I putting this on the wrong eye? Basically, I think I've mixed up the lashes and I've put the left one on the right eye. I was definitely putting that lash on the wrong eye, so I have to re-glue it. Even this idea, whilst I'm waiting for this other lash to dry, even this idea of being delicate, like seeing myself as delicate and treating myself and actually being, dare I say it, softer, more vulnerable. I've been learning all of that. Okay. Well, I also got this refi. Is it refi? What do you call you? This was also in the Molly Mae collab. And I know it's a brow product and it says clear. It says the color is clear, but this is white and I don't want to mess up my brows. Okay, oh, I'm scared. No, I'm scared. I'm scared. I will use this another day because I don't want to mess up my brows, especially now that the look is actually done. So I'm going to use the Benefit 24-hour brow setter instead as my eyebrow setting gel. I've been using this for a while now. It's actually nearly finished and I absolutely love it. Okay, I'm going to put on this other lash, setting spray and highlighter, and then we're done. Oh, and lips. Okay, we're nowhere near done. Not me getting it spot on first time. Wow. Am I better than everybody? Wow. There's this little white dot of glue. I don't know why it's white, but I'm going to just cover it with eyeliner and call it a day. So yeah, my encouragement to you, sis, shine. Shine unapologetically. Your body is not here to be consumed and approved by other people. It is here to carry you through your journey and your purpose. You can't get through journey and purpose if you're constantly consumed and living for the opinions of other people. Go on your own journey and make your own decisions, whether that journey is to become healthier, fitter, better, whatever you consider that to be, then do it. But also don't let your self-esteem be dependent on other people's approval of who they think you should be, what you shouldn't be, and also don't let them also dictate to you your standards. As a woman of faith, one thing that I really have been realizing is God's thoughts about me are the truth. Everything else, supplemental opinions. You know when you need to sharpen a pencil, but you really can't be bothered? That's where I am right now. So I lined my lips with this really dark brown pencil from Primark, and then it's actually an eyeliner, and then I used MAC's Chestnut to just go over that. I'm then going to use Vow by Makeup Revolution, which is this really kind of pale, neutral nude lipstick. Should I leave it matte? It's not really a matte finish, it's more like a satin finish. Should I leave it like this though? I never have matte lips. Let's leave it like this. I never have matte lips, ever. So this is interesting. Yeah, why not? I said soft glam, so why not do something we ain't never done before? But yeah, that is pretty much the look. I'm going to spray on the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I feel like I might want to put a little bit of something in my tear duct. I know I'm doing too much already. You know when you're scared that you're going to mess it up? Okay, I'm just going to take a little bit. That didn't do anything, sis. Okay, I've just taken the smallest bit, you would think I was afraid, of the Meet Ya and She Said, which is the two, oh, there's actually another satin finish one, but the two shimmery shades in the middle of the Marc Jacobs Eye-Conic palette, just in my tear ducts, just to add something there to tie in the look, but no, but guys, should we add lip gloss? Okay, we're gonna leave it without lip gloss. Let me take off my thing and then we'll decide. Oh, let me put on my jewelry too. is she? Who is she? Okay. No, this is, I love this. Oh my gosh. I haven't beat my face in such a long time. Oh, I outdid myself. I think the only thing that I could potentially do, but should I do it? It's not, can I do it? It's should I do it? I might add just a little bit of setting powder under my eyes just to brighten it a bit. Just a tad, small. I need to shave my mustache. How about that? But yeah, this is giving. Let me make sure the forehead is blended. Okay, hello. No, she's cute, she's cute. Let's add some jewelry though. I'm going to add this necklace, which is from ASOS actually as well. And these, yeah, little hoop gold earrings. I got them on ASOS, but I don't know if they are ASOS brand. I will leave it in the description though. So yeah, there we go. Oh, I feel so cute. Oh my gosh, I love it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I also hope that you enjoyed this look as much as I do. I will leave all the information about this top, this jewelry and stuff like that in the description box. So I'm really mindful that my nails might be brown. I hope that what we talked about can actually help you in terms of stepping into that main character energy, but more importantly, not living for the opinions of other people. I think I allowed that to shape and define my life and rule my life for so long, and I really regret wasting all that time. And so I've come to just share what it is I've discovered, so hopefully it saves you time or at least relinquishes you from the shackles of other people's opinions. But sis, I will talk to you very, very soon, and as always, stay beautiful and stay blessed. Mwah.